quickly to the next story and final story of today. Vera Sidika amesema, please, you Gen Z, Gen what? It's a you problem. It's not a me problem. And this is heat after I think someone posted and said these old people, they just need to get off. They need to retire from this. Retire from the streets. And this is not the first or second time someone has told Vera to retire. Even Shakila did it. Like I think 2 years ago maybe she did it, and we spoke about it here on the show, I think. But Vera Sidika is not going to shut up about how she wants you to treat her. Now, someone had said, hey, Vera, you're too old. You need to get out of the streets and let Gen Z take up. Alisema, these aging celebrities should rest now. Next gen. Vera akasema, oh, that's what you think? She said, why do people think others rested so we are out here trying to take up space in the industry? Nobody will leave space for anybody. You push your way in. She went on to actually say, these streets are not for the faint of heart. Work hard. Hardworking people actually are separated from everybody else, and you should never accommodate rest or take up rest for anyone. Y'all get up, stop being lazy and work. Success waits for nobody. Stop with this narrative. And 100% I believe. But she did also mention that there's enough money to be made by everyone. Nobody is really blocking anyone from getting their own. It's really about your hard work. And I agree to an extent and disagree to an extent, because really speaking, when you look at spaces like media and entertainment, if you're being realistic, sorry, it's very easy to say that it usually takes one person to leave for another person to join. Most of these shows, think about as something as simple as the Oprah Winfrey Show. Oprah was on her show for how long? Years. Decades. And even when she left the show, nobody took it up. No one replaced her. Wendy Williams was on radio for years, left radio, went into TV for years, and it wasn't until she actually got sick that she left the industry. Otherwise, she still would probably be doing her show. Ellen DeGeneres was on her show for years as well, and it wasn't until the controversy that she actually left the show. And the stories go on and on and on. Think about all the TV presenters, TV hosts, especially news anchors. Like, you've seen the same faces for years and years and years. It will just be a rotation, a regurgitation. One person leaves this company to join the other one and then replaced by somebody else. And then later on get bored of that place, come back and do this other show again. And it keeps going on and on and on. And it happens like that in the industry all the time. It feels like there's only room for just one person. And until this person exits the chat, nobody else can replace them. So I do see where Gen Z find this a problem, or a younger generation would find this as a problem. However, at the same time, you don't all have to be in entertainment, do we? Like, there's so many other careers you can join in entertainment as well. You don't have to be in the front of the camera. You can be in the back of the camera, learn production, become like Kate actress, do your own production, become a producer on your own. She went from acting to now she wants to become a producer. Like, there's so many other jobs that are available that don't necessarily have to be the front of something. And hospitality, you don't have to be FOH, you don't have to be a receptionist, you can still be a chef, you can still be in housekeeping. Like, there's so many departments. It's just that people want to be in the most visible one, and I think that's usually the issue. So in that case, I do agree with Vera. There are many opportunities. You find where you fit in and keep it moving. But at the same time, I understand what a younger generation will look online and see, and they're like, yeah, someone needs to exit for someone else to join. It's a very polarizing one, that one. I think I'm still stuck at a juxtaposition of I get it, but also I don't get it.
At the end of the day, there's enough for everyone. There's enough cake and pie for everyone involved. I believe it, even in the industry, you might say, oh, it's too saturated. But people are now, getting on other platforms and creating their own content, and it's taking off. Traditional media is now being phased out by the digital media. So I do believe like there's enough room for everybody, and there's an audience for everyone. And if you feel like you're feeling like very attacked and very, you know, if they do it and I do it, maybe people will like her more than they like me. Maybe, yeah, you need to analyze what's going on inside me. What is this fear of competition and jealousy that I have, that I feel like I should be the only one in this space and everyone else is very unhealthy competition. Competition is good. And the thing is, when you're very, what do you call it, very organic with what you do and very authentic with your content, trust me, you find your audience very easily and you find your community and your people very easily. So maybe work on that instead of working on putting down somebody else who's just doing what they want to do. That is very, very pick-me behavior. And I know we're always calling out, there's this, you know, silent war between Gen Z and millennials. And you're like, oh, y'all are talking so much about Gen Z. But sometimes you're talking from a space of wisdom. You know, there's enough for everybody. Come out, do your thing, and if you feel like there's competition or you're feeling threatened by somebody, maybe approach them and say, hey, how do you do this? You know, I'd like to get into these spaces. How can I navigate that? Have those conversations.
Collaboration.
Instead of just attacking everyone and having so much negativity.